Korean is easy. And why is it easy? I'm going to show you in this video. First, you don't need to know any pronouns. Korean speak, and it's even better to sound natural without pronouns. It could be even judged as impolite if you use certain pronouns in the wrong situation. I'm going to give you an example. I am John. I is the pronoun, am is the verb, and John is the object. So usually, if you translated it one by one, it would be JOHN, John. So you can think of JOHN as I, John, the name, and am. So the words stay the same, but the sentence order changes. However, naturally, a Korean speaker would just say JOHN. So we even need less words than in Western languages. You just say the name and the verb. So one by one translated, it would be John M. And this can be applied to every sentence. So even if you ask a question, you can leave out the pronoun. And this makes it a lot of easier in the beginning because you don't need to learn pronouns and have to think about them. You can just avoid them at all. The second thing that makes Korean very easy are conjugations. While in other languages, you need to learn the right form for every pronoun, in Korean, you just need to learn one conjugation for every pronoun. It's the same for every pronoun. If it's me, you, him, them, it's always the same. The only difference is the tense. If it's present, past, or future. So that makes altogether 3 forms of one verb for all nouns. So here I'm showing you French, which I used to learn in high school. And you can see for every pronoun, you have one different verb form in the present. Je is I, tu is you, il is he, she, it. So we have 6 variations for one verb, one tense. And this makes in 3 tenses, present, past, future, 18 different variations. And in Korean, we just have one. And this one is 가요. So for every verb, you just need to learn one form for every tense. Present, past, and future makes 3 tenses together. And in most cases, you can just use the present form, even if you speak about past or future, because your listener will still understand because of the context which time you're talking about. So this makes 3 different variations of one verb. Now some of you may now ask, yeah, what about the politeness levels? And here comes the point. As a beginner, you don't need to care about the politeness level, because you will just learn the average level, which is 가요, and this works in most cases of the time. And if there's someone who feels like rude if you use this politeness level and not the formal one, then this is a person you wouldn't have wanted to talk in the first place, because this person will also complain about the other mistakes that you make as a language learner, like wrong sentence structure or using wrong words, and those are people you didn't want to talk in the first place. So as a beginner, you can just learn the average form, politeness form, and it will be fine. Now here comes the third thing, why learning Korean is easy. It's question and answer. If somebody asks you a question in Korean, in most cases, you can just copy the question as an answer, one by one. I'm not kidding. Like in English, when you ask like, do you like Korea? For you, as someone who speaks English very well, this seems easy to you. But for Koreans who learn English, it's already quite complicated, because first of all, the pronoun changes from you to I, and you add do to the question that you leave out as an answer. So we have two variations here from the question to the answer. And in Korean, asking do you like Korea is like this. Hanguk is Korea and 좋아요 means like. So basically in Korean, we don't need the word do to form a question. And here comes the funny part. You can copy the sentence one by one as an answer. And it will be natural. Like, imagine you go to a Korean store or restaurant in Korea, and they ask you like this question. You can just copy this question as an answer. 한국 좋아요. So only the intonation, the last syllable in your voice gets a bit different. Like when you ask a question, you go with your voice up. When you answer a question, you go with your voice down. And this makes Korean very easy, because if you run out of vocabulary and don't know what to say, you can mostly just copy the question as an answer. The last idea I want to explain you are syllables. While in our Western language, the syllables are pretty much random, and you have to guess where a syllable starts and ends, in Korean, it's clearly separated. Here you can see the Korean word for Korea, which is Hanguk, and you can clearly see the separation between the two syllables. The first syllable is Han, and the second syllable is Guk, because you always have these brackets like a burger. So you can think of, you have two burgers here. The buns are consonants. In this example, the H and the N of the first burger. And the A, the meat, is always a vowel. You always have a syllable starting with a consonant, ending with a consonant, and in between you have a vowel. So here are two burgers. One number 1, H, then the meat A, one number 2, N. Second syllable, one number 1, G, meat is the U, and bun number 2 is the G. And this makes it very easy in the future once you learn some syllables. Because once you learn a new word, and there are syllables that you already know, some burgers that you already know, it's much easier to learn a new word. So the beginning is quite hard, but the future will be very easy. So this was it for this module. We talked about why learning Korean is easy. And once you understood this concept, I'll see you in the next video.